I'm Tim.
I'm Jonah.
And this is Boheim Baseball.
And the playoffs are...
coming. They're coming, and we know exactly who's in them.
They're finalized? Is that the best way to say it?
Contenders are finalized, and we know where they're going to be, what seed they are. The seeding is complete.
So we thought that we would basically say who we think is going to win, you know? We'll recap some of the games. You know, we can't record this in the morning of the day it's coming out, but we're recording it the night of, and not all the games are over yet. So we'll give you a recap of the games, and we'll go into who we think is going to win the World Series.
So starting off,
Judge.
Yankees game today. Aaron Judge.
In the second game.
Second game, they played 2 games. They finished out their season today with the final 2 games. And in the final game of the season,
Aaron Judge cements himself as the player that hit the most home runs in a season without taking steroids. What an accomplishment.
Exactly. What an accomplishment for Aaron Judge. Fan caught the ball, had to be escorted out of the stadium.
Money.
Because that ball is going to go for a ton of money. Estimated $2 million.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes for him. Like, congratulations to the guy. I hope the best for you, you know? That's a life changer, and I hope he uses it well.
Other news, Giancarlo Stanton hit his 31st home run of the season.
Yep.
Not quite Judge, about half as much as Judge.
With a bad average.
But Giancarlo's doing something that's a pretty good number for most teams in the league.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right, you know.
The Yankees actually lost the game.
Both games, right?
No, so they lost the game when Judge hit the home run and Giancarlo hit the home run, both solo shots. But they won the game before that where neither of them hit the home run.
Sick. Oswald Cabrera hit his 6th home run since coming up.
6?
He's hit over 340 since coming up. And he was just supposed to be a defensive player. Like the defensive side first. He's gone incredible for them.
Absolutely incredible. And he's fun to watch play defense too.
Yeah.
When you get those players that you get both sides, you get the offensive productivity and they're fun to watch play defense. It's a great player. It's like watching Nolan Arenado.
I guess.
Seattle beat the Tigers in extra innings. They went to 10 innings.
What game was it? I think they...
Walk-off hit by Abraham Toro.
Oh, nice. Good for him, I guess. I don't know.
Spencer Torkelson, 2-run homer, 7th of the season.
Tork's played better since coming up. I feel like he got that first run around. He was like, oh, I'm really struggling. This second time Brink brought it up, he's doing better. Future still looks okay for him. Hope so.
Mets versus Nationals. Mets won the Nationals, but still lost their division today.
Well, the Mets won, so it was still in contention until the Braves finished them off by winning versus the Marlins.
Yeah, so nice job. Great try. We'll see you in the postseason.
We'll see you in the postseason. Punch your tickets, I guess, to home, because you'll be at home versus the Padres?
Versus the Padres, yes. They'll have a 3-game home series versus the Padres.
Blue Jays and Orioles game, though, was postponed.
So I think they're playing a doubleheader tomorrow.
On the last game of the season.
I know.
And then they have a day off, and then the next day they have to play in the postseason.
Exactly. I think this is actually a disadvantage for the Blue Jays here, because they have to use 2 starters that game. 2 starters, and then they will have less rest going into that postseason. I think this is actually a big disadvantage for the Blue Jays.
I'd throw in the scrubs.
Exactly. I call up a guy for the minors to pitch one of the games. The game doesn't matter. Your seed's already intact.
It's true. White Sox won, though.
They did. The White Sox won the Twins 8-3.
There's not much to say there except Elvis Andrus, another home run. My big dog.
Giolito pitched. Pretty good job. Bringing his total to 11 wins, 9 losses on the season. Not the greatest season for Giolito. No.
He has
a winning record.
Especially after last year. It's really been a down year for him. Sad to see. Anyway.
Yes. Astros destroyed the Phillies.
Almost no-hit the Phillies.
No hit through 8 innings.
Yep, and then the first batter up, former Astro Garrett Stubbs hits the single.
Yes, and Justin Verlander, immaculate. 10 strikeouts through 5 innings.
Of course
no
they didn't.
Innings.
Of course they didn't pitch him past that because they're saving him for the postseason. But great job,
Justin Verlander, American League Cy Young.
Yeah, probably.
He's the guy.
He's pitched well. He has had some injuries.
1.75 ERA and 18 wins on the season.
As how old is he again?
He's like
over a 40-year-old is doing that crap. Holy moly.
Justin Verlander, like, I didn't know if you were going to make it back from Tommy John surgery a few years ago.
Yeah.
And now you're doing this.
Yeah, I know.
Justin Verlander, you are the man.
Future Hall of Famer. Probably one of the 5-10 greatest pitchers of all time.
Moving on, the Brewers won the D-backs.
In a game that doesn't matter in any shape or form. It
doesn't matter because the Brewers just got eliminated the day before.
Yeah. Wow, my voice just died there.
Yeah, so Garrett Mitchell had another home run.
Oh,
he's got 2 now since Brewers called him out.
Hopefully he does well.
Zach Gallen pitched and got 6 strikeouts.
Well, Zach Gallen's incredible.
He is, but he did let up a few earned runs.
Oh, well. Still a great season.
Great season for Zach Gallen.
He was in the Cy Young race all season long. So
Red Sox beat the Rays. It was completed early after 5 innings.
Oh. Probably a rain delay. Is it in Tampa?
It was rain.
Oh.
It was in Boston.
I was about to say, if it was in Tampa, I gotta understand.
But, the game doesn't really matter. Rays, we're going to see him in the postseason.
So.
Not a whole lot. Xander Bogaerts hit a grand slam.
Oh, good for him.
He only had 15 home runs this season.
Yeah, but he's a great hitter. His
batting average was up.
He's kind of like a Trey Turner. He was a Trey Turner this year. I guess with a little lot less pop, which is weird to say about.
That is kind of weird to say.
Xander Bogaerts and Trey Turner, but I really like Bogaerts. Him and Turner being in the same free agency. I know you said last year, like, oh, it's such a good shortstop class. This one might be better.
I don't know. I'm still big on Corey Seager.
Yeah, Seager's still really good. They're like, oh, it's Seager and Correa. I think Bogaerts and Turner together are better than those two.
I think he might be able to get a higher WAR from Correa if he's hot. When Correa's hot, I think you get more WAR from Correa.
I don't like Correa, though. He's a cheater.
I know you don't like him. I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah.
So the Braves did clinch the top seed in their division.
By beating Miami.
They beat Miami 2-1. Kenley Jansen, 41st save.
Big dog!
Still not Class A, but he's done good this season.
Especially recently.
Absolutely.
So, I'm proud of Big Dog. Sad he left, but proud of Big Dog.
We've got another game that doesn't really matter. The Reds beat the Cubs.
I think that ties up the series 2-2. I think they had a 4-game series.
Willson Contreras has pretty good season. He had his 22nd home run.
Interesting they didn't trade him, to be completely honest with you.
Very true. But Big Dog Nico Horner, 10th home run this season.
Yes. I love Nico. Great contact hitter.
I don't think Christopher Morel had a home run. And he's a little cooler than Nico Horner.
What?
But nevertheless, the Cubs still lost.
Yeah, whatever.
Cardinals beat the Pirates in 10 innings.
Okay.
Lots of runs. It was an 8-7 game. Albert Pujols 2 more RBIs.
Cardinals starter did struggle though.
He did. They pitched Dakota Hudson, and I'm not sure he's going to make the playoff roster, to be honest, with how much depth the Cardinals have in their rotation. If anything, he's going to be in the bullpen. I do not think you'll see Dakota Hudson starting a game in the playoffs.
Especially first round.
Well, of course not first round. I don't know if you're going to see Dakota Hudson in the playoffs at all, but definitely not in a starting role.
We'll see.
Guardians beat the Royals.
Okay.
Emmanuel Clase, 42nd save.
Guardians now have won 91 games this season.
I'm surprised. I was not expecting 91.
91 games.
They're almost to the level of the Cardinals, who've won 93.
They're almost as good as the Cardinals. Crazy to say.
All the other games are still going that we haven't talked about. I'm not sure if there's any big highlights. Brendan Rodgers hit his 13th home run.
Cody Bellinger got another RBI. My dog. He's coming back. Like I said, my prediction was Cody Bellinger will play well.
Joe Adele is 0 for 2 today.
Dude, this is irrelevant.
Manny Machado had an RBI single.
Anyway, let's get to the playoff predictions. I have mine written down on this beautiful piece of paper. And Tim didn't write his down because he's probably just going to look at my piece of paper.
And tell you what's wrong with it, yes.
Nothing's wrong with mine.
Absolutely. It's so biased.
100% correct. Okay, let's start off with this. Rays Guardians, 3 versus 6 seed. in the AL.
I think with it being a 3-game series, I think the Rays could take the edge here.
Really?
I think the Rays have a chance.
I mean, Wander's back.
McClanahan's back, and he's pitching well.
Glasnow's
pitching well.
Well, he's pitched like 4 innings since coming back.
So I think the Rays have a chance just because they only have to win 2 games. In a longer series, I'd say the Guardians may have the edge, but I think the Rays have a chance in a short 2
but at the same time,
series.
it's Bieber and Sticks. You know, the Guardians have a chance. It's Bieber, and then right after Bieber, you have to play Tristan McKenzie, and they have a great pitching staff. I have to give it to them, and they can hit. So, who do you have winning that? You said, are you going Rays?
I'm going Rays here. I'm going all AL East here, just Rays.
I think
Guardians. The AL East the AL East is going to be great. I'm not sure if they're going to be the Astros, but the AL East is going to be great this postseason.
Well, I put the Guardians, so... You know what's something I probably should have checked when I was doing to see what team was better at home? Because if you're really good at home, you're probably winning that first round.
So who has the home field advantage here? Is this the Guardians?
It's going to be the Guardians.
The Guardians have home field advantage. So it's kind of risky going with the Rays here because they don't have home field advantage.
They're the worst seed.
They don't have home field advantage, but I'm going with the Rays here.
I trust the Shane Bieber Sticks 1-2 punch. I believe in them. I really like the Cleveland offense this year. Next game, we'll go through wild card games first. We have Seattle Blue Jays. Where are you going?
Blue Jays.
That's what I was expecting. That's your number 2 team.
Yes.
That's like me saying the Rangers are going to go to the World Series.
Which they didn't make playoffs. Nevertheless, I think the Blue Jays have an outstanding chance because they do have a 1-2 punch.
Of who?
Manoah.
Okay, yeah.
And Gausman.
Okay.
Manoah and Kevin Gausman, they have the 1-2 pitcher punch, and their offense is getting hot.
Okay.
Bo Bichette will carry this team into the next round.
You see, I went the opposite again. I said Seattle's going to win. I like Seattle's pitching. They have a 3-man punch. They have Robbie Ray, they have Luis Castillo, and they have Logan Gilbert. I like that 3. They also have George Kirby they can throw into, a couple other guys like that. J-Rod's going to provide some offense. The Blue Jays pitching hasn't been the best this year, and the Mariners can hit a lot of home runs.
But with the 2 pitchers, they can throw those first 2 games, and I say the Blue Jays can hit more home runs than the Mariners. The Blue Jays have more power. They have more potential pop. They have more explosion in their lineup.
I like Seattle. What else am I supposed to say? I like their team. I think... we believe it's time. It's their time to shine. They finally made the playoffs again, and I'm ready for some Seattle baseball. Okay, next series, Padres-Mets. Who are you going with?
I'm saying the Padres will put it together pitching-wise. The Mets, I could see it being... The Mets have a great 1-2 punch, but I could see it being a little shaky in the fact that you don't know where you're going to get out of DeGrom. Yeah. And Scherzer, he's going to be great if he's on. If he's not... It could go either way, but I think if we're going to, especially if it goes to be having all 3 games played, I think San Diego has the better depth in pitching.
So you're going San Diego.
San Diego.
Well, now I can guarantee that we have gone the exact opposite way on every wild card game because I know who you're picking next. I know who I'm picking next. I think the Mets got it. I like Mad Max. I like Cookie. I like Taijuan Walker. They can throw those 3. They can do it. Way better offense than San Diego. Trust me, San Diego does not have an offense that can beat the Mets. That's just my point.
The Mets have what? Pete Alonso?
Pete Alonso
versus Manny Machado. I'll take Manny Machado.
No, I'm taking Petey, Frankie. I like the boys. I like Jeff McNeil. Jeff McNeil, outstanding contact hitter.
I'll take Manny Machado and Jurkison Profar. I'll take those 2.
No, at least say Jake the Rake or someone cool.
Jake Cronenworth's good too. He's your contact guy, but
yeah, I don't know.
Manny Machado, Jurkison Profar, I feel that almost is on par with the Mets.
My favorite part is you're skipping over Soto. Soto has history of being good in the playoffs. Machado does not.
Machado's decent.
Machado has never been good in the playoffs.
Machado hasn't made the playoffs very often. He has a very small sample size.
The last time he was in the playoffs, he was stinky poo-poo.
I'm just saying you can't take it out from such a small sample size with Manny Machado.
That's true. I guess, he was in the playoffs last year? He was. First round and got kicked out by the Dodgers.
I don't know. I really don't think Manny Machado's really had his chance to shine in the postseason.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what he can do. It's probably the best year of his career. We'll see what he can put together. Okay, last wild card series: Cardinals, Phillies.
The answer to who's winning this is Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols is winning this series.
You see, I went the other way. I know they might have gotten beat 10-0 today. And might have gotten no hit, 8 innings. But I believe in my Philly boys. You want to know why?
Because the Cardinals don't have Justin Verlander?
Because something in... What do you mean?
Well,
maybe,
that's
yeah.
no hit
Maybe, yeah. Because something in my brain just said, hey, Joda, you're going to like the teams with big playoff droughts.
So
I like their hitting squad.
You cheered for the Cubs in 2016, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I did not cheer for the Cubs. I was a Guardians fan. When Raha Davis hit that home run for the Indians at the time, that moment forever cemented in my memory. And then when they lost that game, I was crushed. I got him. I was crushed. I was so sad. They choked a 3-1 lead to the Cubs. I'm not a Cubs guy. Okay, I'm just gonna say I'm not a Cubs guy. For something about their team just doesn't appeal to me. I like the team they have though right now. Anyway, I don't know why the Phillies. I just feel like Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler can do it. I feel like Bryson Stott, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Alec Boehm. I don't know.
Do you know what scares me about that lineup?
What?
I hear those names and I just think lots of strikeouts.
And not Harper and Boehm. Harper and Boehm aren't striking. Yes, Schwarber and Stott are striking out a decent bit.
Yes, I hear lots of strikeouts in that.
I don't know. The Cardinals pitching hasn't been at a spot recently that I really believe in. If Waino and Montgomery were still dealing like they were, I'd say 3-game sweep.
So, 2-game. You only need to win 2.
Sorry, this new playoff format.
I don't know if Waino's going to be pitching either of those games. Okay. I think if they throw Jack Flaherty, who's a strikeout pitcher, and Jose Quintana.
But Flaherty's barely back. It's not like
Flaherty's pitched 5 starts since coming back.
Yeah, but
Flaherty's fully back, and he's shown that he's capable. Okay. Flaherty's going to be there. He's going to be the strikeout guy. I don't
know if he's better than Nola. I don't think he's better than Nola.
I think the Cardinals' offense is better than the Phillies' offense. I think Flaherty will get them to the point where they can win.
I don't know. I don't know. I just feel Phillies, so I went Phillies. Okay, let's go. So you have Yankees-Rays. I have a Yankees-Guardians series. So let's see what do you think? Yankees-Rays, that's your matchup. What are you thinking?
Yankees.
Yankees, okay. Why?
I feel like the Yankees have put together a team, and they've got kind of
the
hype behind them. Because if you look at even how they started the season, they've shown that they can win games.
Yeah.
I think that when it matters most, the Yankees will be able to win games.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they do have 3 good pitchers. They have Cortez, they have Cole, and they have Severino.
Exactly.
So that is nice. But the Rays can always pitch.
And
they'll find ways to win. That's another thing about the Rays. They find ways to win. But I don't know.
They do. But if the Yankees get offensive production, Stanton's healthy right now. They could get Matt Carpenter back by then.
If Carpenter's back, that's a game changer.
If Matt Carpenter's back, they win that series. If he's not, it could be a long series. But if Matt Carpenter's back and he's hitting, Yankees win the series.
In how many games? 5, 6, 4? 4 with Carpenter back? I would say 5 with Carpenter back. But I don't have him playing the Rays. I have him playing the Guardians. And guess who's winning that series, boys? Cleveland. Cleveland, this is for you! I have Cleveland winning. So
Cleveland's going to already throw their best 2 pitchers going into that series.
Yes.
And you think they have enough depth to hold back the New York Yankees.
Yes.
Already going through their best 2 starters. And possibly 3 pitchers.
Yes.
How are they going to do this?
Their offense.
J-Ram,
Stephen Kwan, Andres Jimenez, Naylor brothers, all the rookies, I'm in love with their offense right now. Something about it just screams good baseball. I like the baseball they play. I think, yes, they could lose one of those first 2 games, but honestly, their pitching depth is pretty good. Their bullpen's solid. They have Class A. If you get to the 9th, it's kind of over, bud. You kind of just pack your bags and leave. Yes, Judge might get lucky once or twice. But I believe in the Guardians here. I just don't think the Yankees have kind of shown the second half that they're not as solid as they were. I don't know if Carpenter will be back. Maybe if we had a guaranteed time on Matt Carpenter, I'd be a little more Yankees. But because we don't have guaranteed with him, I don't know. I mean, Oswald has kind of stepped in and been a good piece for them.
Oswald stepped in, and they have Harrison Bader back. They have Harrison Bader, and that's going to give him defense in the outfield, and he's shown to be productive at the plate in these last few games. I don't know.
I like the Guardians in this matchup. I like how they fit with the Yankees. I like the fit.
I think you're terribly mistaken there. If the Guardians make it there, they're not winning.
Okay, whatever.
They're going to drop way too many games at the beginning because they've already used their best pitchers.
We'll see about that. Okay, next series. We have Astros. You put Blue Jays, I put Seattle. Astros, Blue Jays, who's winning?
It pains me to say it, but I think the Astros will have the
advantage. Exactly what I was about to say. The Astros are going to win. They're going to use their best starters. They're going to come out with Verlander, Valdez, Garcia, and Javier. What are you going to do?
And you haven't even got the Lance McCullers Jr. yet.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
You don't know what to do. And if you're either team going in there, you've already used 2 of your best pitchers.
And then you have to face Yordan Alvarez.
Yordan's there. Kyle Tucker's had a great season.
Jeremy Pena.
You can't. I don't know how you beat them.
I don't know how you beat them coming off using 2 or 3 of your best starting pitchers. I don't know. I don't know how you're going to beat them.
If there was a team to do it, I think the Blue Jays offense could hold a key just because of the potential that offense has. But I still don't think they have the advantage because the bottom of the rotation pitchers for the Blue Jays have struggled this season. If they had a complete rotation, I could see the Blue Jays doing something, but with how incomplete their rotation has been, it's going to be really hard to beat the Astros.
I think the Mariners, here's my point with the Mariners. It matters who they pitch in the first games. If they have Logan Gilbert pitch one, if they can sweep them in 2 games and have Logan Gilbert pitching one of those games, I don't think it's a sweep. I think that's a 3-game series because they're facing the Blue Jays. I think it's a 3-game series. And that will take out their 3 guys. And the next guys they have in their rotation are a little young. So I don't fully believe in them to beat the Astros, especially with Verlander taking Game 1. I'm already marking off Game 1 Astros win, basically, dog. It's incredible with Verlander's. If Verlander gets hurt somehow in the playoffs, the Astros still have some quality starters left.
Still throw in Lance McCullers Jr.
Yeah, which is crazy. Okay, so we agreed on the Astros advancing, but so far, that's the only thing we've agreed on is the Astros are going to the ALCS. Anyway, back to the NL. You said Padres, Dodgers. Who's winning? This is with Blake Snell and Yu Darvish probably already pitching. Maybe Clevinger as well.
This is a point where it's a weird balance because I don't want the Dodgers to win just because I think it's funny because they're the top seed in baseball and I kind of like the underdog story. But I also don't want the Padres to win because of the Juan Soto trade. So I'm going to go with Dodgers here.
Yeah, we agreed again! Yeah. I'm a little biased. Yeah. So I'm a little biased.
I'll be happy either way it goes, but I'm going to go with Dodgers just because of Dodgers have shown that they're resilient. And the Padres haven't fully proven themselves over an extended period of time.
And if I'm looking in at your matchup with the Padres and Dodgers have spanked the Padres this year. Let's just be honest with ourselves here. The Padres have not held up versus the Dodgers at all this year. Yes, the Dodgers have had some injuries to their starting rotation. You still have 3 of the top 10 pitchers in the NL this year in their rotation coming at you. With Julio, you have Kershaw, and you have Tyler Anderson. And that's the first 3 games, and you're coming off the back end of your starters. It's going to really hurt to be that 3rd division winner, I think. Like the Cardinals, even if they can win that, they're going to use their best 2 pitchers and then have to go and face the next team. So it will hurt. And the next team is the freaking Braves. The Braves are a good team.
But is Spencer Strider back?
I don't know. That's an interesting question.
If Strider's back, it's going to be a completely different story than if he's not.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, the Cardinals have struggled against Spencer Strider this year.
Yeah.
If he's not there, I see the Cardinals can win.
Yeah.
If Spencer Strider's pitching, it's going to be a lot harder for the Cardinals.
Yeah. So let's go back to the Dodgers one. I think the Dodgers Mets, because that's mine. I don't know. If DeGrom comes back, it's a little tighter. I think if DeGrom's there, it goes 6 or 7 games. I think if DeGrom's not there, it's 4 or 5. The Dodgers top 3, incredible. You have 5 hitters on that team that are just going to smoke you. And then you have their bullpen, which is one of the best in baseball. I think it's the best in baseball. And 3 super talented starters. I just don't see how the Mets would win that, especially after losing 2 or 3 starts from their best pitchers in that series. So, I don't know. I feel like once it gets to the championship series, that's really when teams are actually going to have good matchups because the pitchers are already going to be tired.
And I think going into with the Dodgers point is like, if you get to like Tyler Anderson, he's not a proven playoff pitcher.
We've never seen him play in the playoffs.
Like there's a little bit of risk there of like Tyler Anderson. He's not a proven playoff pitcher.
Yeah.
Like you have more security of Julio and Kershaw, but beyond Julio and Kershaw, I say you don't have any guarantee in the playoffs.
Yeah, Catman has pitched there before, and so has Dustin May. So they have played there. Gonsolin has actually pitched really well in the playoffs. Julio is incredible in the playoffs, though. I think people forget how good Julio Urias is as a player. Even in the regulars, he's had a 2.15 ERA all year. There's a reason why he got the final out in the 2020 World Series. He was that guy. So let's move on to the next series. You say it's Braves Cardinals. I say it's Braves Phillies. Who's winning that matchup for you?
Albert Pujols is winning that matchup.
What is the Albert Pujols fan club? Okay, that's your only explanation.
I think if Strider comes back, it's gonna lengthen out the series. But I really think that the Cardinals can get the edge here. The Braves have a lot of young talent. They're coming off a World Series win.
Yeah.
But I think the Cardinals have just as much talent and Albert Pujols.
Okay. I have a quick question. Do you know how much time is in between the series?
I don't.
Because pitchers can go off 4 days rest in the playoffs.
I think there is enough time. You can throw a pitcher. I think you will have an opportunity in that series to throw a pitcher 4 days rest.
Will your first starter in the wild card game be able to come back by the second game in the next series?
Yes.
Yes? I can see. Okay.
I think in the second series, you have the opportunity to throw that first starter
at least
twice, but the second starter you can only fit in once.
Well, twice if the series goes deep.
Yes, if it goes deep, you can fit him in twice, but only the second
starter. You can play him like the second and sixth game.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so my pick is the Phillies. The Phillies are beating the Braves, boys.
That's a tall order.
It's a very tall order.
I'm pretty sure the Braves have played pretty well against the Phillies this season.
I know. And the Braves, I gotta admit, they're one of the hottest teams in baseball.
Yes.
I don't know why. I just had this sudden, my brain told me, trust the Phillies. So
we're both agreeing that the reigning World Series champs are losing in the first round they play. We both agreed that.
Yes, they are losing. I don't know if the Cardinals can beat them. I don't know, but for some reason the Phillies can.
I think the Cardinals have a much better chance of beating them than the Phillies.
Whatever, it's fun. No matter what happens, it'll be fun. Okay, next series. Let's see. Who do you have winning? You have the Yankees and you have the Astros. Who's winning that?
Astros.
No, we can't have them in the World Series again.
I don't know how to say this, but the Astros have done it again. I can't say anything else. The Astros are there.
Well, I don't think so. Cleveland, this is for you. We're going to the World Series, baby. Cleveland. The Guardians are making it to the World Series. Change their name, change their franchise. It's time for a World Series, baby. Longest World Series drought in baseball. I think they got it. I think the Astros are finally going to meet their match in the postseason. Well, before that's not an NL team.
I just think it's going to be. I think the Astros win, and it's going to be versus the Yankees because the Yankees always complain about the season the Astros were cheating and beat them in the AL Championship Series.
Oh, that would be a fire series.
So it's a fire series because there's already that tension there.
I forgot about that.
And then the Astros will beat them and send Yankee fans home crying.
Oh, no.
That's what's going to happen. No. And it's going to be like, the Astros will prove themselves as a competitive team without cheating right there against the Yankees, just so Yankees management throws a fit and signs Aaron Judge to a $300 million contract this offseason.
And then the Dodgers beat him in the World Series.
Dodgers aren't making it there, but we'll get to that later.
Whatever. Yeah, I have the Guardians winning that. Another question, who's your MVP of the series? I want the MVP. ALCS.
Of ALCS.
ALCS MVP. I want your ALCS MVP.
Yordan Alvarez.
I'm going Jose Ramirez. I like Jose. I feel like he got it in him. He is Cleveland. In essence, he's Cleveland.
I think Cleveland really came together once they signed J-Ram to that extension to begin the season. I think that really brought them together and say, we are in win now mode.
I think he's there. I'm excited for some Guardians playoff baseball.
I'm just saying, imagine if J-Ram, that trade would have gone through at the beginning of the season and put him in Toronto. Imagine what would happen right now.
Toronto would be nasty. Anyway, let's go to the NL. We both have the Dodgers there. I have the Phillies there. You have the Cardinals there, and you're gonna say Albert Pujols again.
Do you know the Dodgers are pitching primarily only lefties against the Cardinals team, who has mashed lefties the entire season long? Pujols and Albert Pujols are the best in baseball at hitting left-handed pitching now.
Pujols has never hit a home run off Clayton Kershaw.
Until the postseason.
He has never hit a home run off Clayton Kershaw, and he won't for his entire career because Clayton Kershaw is the greatest pitcher of all time.
It doesn't matter. He'll still lose. Nolan Arenado has. They mash lefties. The Cardinals have a distinct advantage in that series just because of how they mash left-handed pitching.
What's the majority of Cardinals pitching? It doesn't really matter for the Dodgers hit decently well off both sides. If you throw a lefty, you have Trey and you have Betts hitting, and you have them.
So the Cardinals are pretty diverse.
If you go a righty, you have to face Freddie Freeman.
So Wainwright's right, Flaherty's right, Montgomery's left, Quintana's left.
Okay, so it's even.
Michaelis is right.
I mean, the Dodgers aren't too... I mean, they do have a lot of lefties, but... If Catman was back, it would help the Dodgers. I mean, he will pitch. It just won't be for extended innings. But if he was back, it would help with that diversity. If him and May were healthy, it would help with the lefty-righties.
I think if the Dodgers' rotation doesn't pull itself together and they have to throw primarily lefties, Cardinals take that series.
I don't know, but most of their... they have a lot of good righty relief pitchers as well. So even if they let up a couple runs, they can make up for it in their bullpen.
But Cardinals can still hit off both sides.
I don't know. We'll see.
I just think with the primarily of the innings is going to be left-handed pitching. And the Cardinals can hit left-handed pitching.
I don't know. We'll see. I have the Dodgers winning. I'm a little biased. But I just don't see anyone beating the best team in NL history in over 100 years. We're good. We could be better. But the Dodgers are definitely a good team. I don't see the Mets series going too long, so, I mean, if DeGrom comes back, it could be a duel, but I really expect the Dodgers to be in the World Series, and you know who my NLCS MVP is? I've been saying it a lot recently. Cody Bellinger. Cody Bellinger will send the Dodgers to the World Series. Who's your NLCS MVP? You're going to say Albert Pujols.
Jack Flaherty.
Oh, that's new. I haven't heard any other name but Pujols from you today.
Jack Flaherty is going to come in and be dominant pitching. He's going to be the swing and miss guy the Cardinals need, and that's going to put him... He's going to be able to outpitch the Dodgers and get them to the point where they're going to win the series.
If it's a Cardinals-Dodgers NLCS, if it's that way... how many games do you think it goes?
5.
5? You're going to beat the Dodgers in 5?
In 5 games.
No, I was thinking 7, because with Flaherty, like the MVP, I was thinking he would pitch game 1, game 5, and come in the bullpen in 7. That's kind of what I was thinking.
I mean, he might.
That's the only way I can see that.
I think 1 and 5, he can wrap you up.
I see the Dodgers beating the Phillies in 5 or 6. That's what I got on that side. Okay, World Series time, boys. The great World Series. You have Cardinals and Astros. I have the Dodgers and the Guardians. What are you feeling?
I'm feeling Yadier Molina World Series MVP.
Okay. How many games?
7.
7 games. Okay. Just like their last World Series win?
Technically, yes.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Any reasons why? You think you can hit off Verlander?
No, that's why it's going to 7 games. No one's hitting off Verlander. That's why it's going to 7 games.
I mean, he does let up 1.75 runs per 9 innings. So there's a chance you hit it on.
If we get to the bullpen, yes. Smacking home runs.
Their bullpen isn't as good as it has been in years past. I will admit that.
That's a weakness. That's a weakness. That's why I think in an extended series, if you get the 7 games, you're putting innings
but the problem
if you're taxing the bullpen, and their bullpen gets taxed in previous series versus the Yankees, I think you can wear down the pitching to the point where you can gain an advantage.
Here's the part. I don't know if it can get worn down because they have 5 quality starters. One of those really good starters is in the bullpen.
Yes.
Luis Garcia, Christian Javier, or Lance McCullers is coming out of the bullpen.
Yes, but I think the Cardinals can match that because they'll have 2 starters in their bullpen.
Yeah, but they're not performing at the level. They're going to be guys that have kind of struggled recently, like Montgomery. It's not going to be a guy that's hot. I don't know.
I think Montgomery can perform versus the Astros.
I'm not saying the Astros are going to win. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying that their pitching looks good. That's all I can say. Their pitching looks good. Okay, time for my World Series prediction. It might take you by surprise, but the Dodgers will beat the Guardians. It will not go to 7 games. Maybe 6. 5 or 6 is what I'm guessing. Dodgers win the World Series. World Series MVP, Freddie Freeman. Braves are going to be crying. Honestly, imagine how good the Braves would be with Freddie Freeman still on the team instead of Olsen. If Freddie Freeman was still on the Braves, just give them the ring again. They choked. They're done. They lost the World Series. As soon as they traded for Matt Olson, they lost the World Series. And then watch, you're going to pull up this clip and be like, hey, the Braves won the World Series now. But I believe the Dodgers will do it. I'm a little biased, but I mean, they're the best team in baseball. They're the best team in baseball. What else am I supposed to do? They're the top seed.
Seeds,
even if they were like,
even
if they're the bottom seed, I'd put them in the World Series. But, yeah, that's about it for our playoff projections. Here we go. One player that's really going to impress everyone.
Brendan Donovan.
Okay. You want to know who mine is? What's his name? Oscar Gonzalez. Cleveland Guardians outfielder. Oscar Gonzalez. Mm-hmm. I love him. He's good. We'll see how he does. Anyway, that's it for today. Those are our playoff predictions. We'll see if they're right. We'll see if they're wrong. We're probably going to get at least one wrong. I can't make it through like 5 games in March Madness without getting a game wrong. Anyway, thank you guys for listening and watching whatever you're doing. And we will see you guys next time on Boheim Baseball.